So this is the first question. Leave the question or the Menti. No, put the QR code, please, or this one. So we already have some answers. Hopefully, more people can get in. I've put up now also the QR code and the code. So this is the code and the QR code also for the room. And we already have 10 people in the session, so please, more answers. And then we start sharing the answers, and there are going to be 3 questions at this moment, and then all the presentation, then we'll start having some more discussions based on this. And I will kindly ask also the people in the room to have a bit of discussion. So the first question is, so you already have had the code, good. Can we move to Menti, please? Thank you so much. So in Menti, the first question is, what does community mean to you in a digital learning context? So you already seen the presentations from Moodle. You've seen our colleagues from Croatia, our colleagues from Greece, doing a bit of a presentation also about this. And okay, so this is quite a lot of people are saying collaboration already, which is good. I'm quite curious that nobody says nothing about lifelong learning. And everybody's about shared resources and support network. I'm curious to see how many of you have answered to all of them. Or only to one. Let's see, I'm waiting a bit more. We already have several people answering online, so please, as many answers as possible will be good. So another 10, 15 seconds, and then we move to the next slide. So I would like just to have a brief comment on this collaboration bit. I don't know if anybody from the room want to comment or not. Anybody? Any comments? If not, I'll say that. Why? Do you want to say something, Anna?
I mean, mainly community to us is a support network. We all do things together. We are connected towards a greater purpose.
Yes, indeed. I think collaboration is a key word in community because we need to collaborate. But I strongly believe that you need to have a strong support network. You need to have people around you to be able to give you some information and also to share resources. So in my opinion, we need all of it. And I'm a bit surprised that lifelong learning hasn't come up, because in a community, in digital learning, that means that you can learn for your entire life. And it's an important factor in the digital education and in the digital learning context. Let's move to the next questions. If you are in Menti, don't go out from the Menti, because then the questions will just change. Do you run activities in open education? We want to know something more about those people who are in the room and those people which are watching us online. Yes, no, okay. I do not know what it is. I'm curious if somebody says this after 1 hour and a half about speaking about open education. That will show how many people have been paying attention to what we've been doing here. So, yes, no, only one. Not really, nobody, that's good. Let's see some more answers if it's possible. Another 10 seconds to see if we have people which are saying something or not. Yes, very true. So I'm moving to the next question then. What word, this is getting a bit more difficult now. What word will you associate with openness in education? So we already have seen some words before: support network, collaboration, and also shared resources or learning, digital learning. But this will allow you only to put one word. And please try to think adjective, adverbs, whatever, and you can write in any language you want. If I will see even more languages, that will be big fun. Open Digital Competencies is courses in 5 different languages, and we know we have people here for at least 12 different countries. So we'll be, online, obviously not in the room. In the room, I think we're coming from 5 or 6 countries also, so we are quite international also here. Yeah. So, gosh, this is Greeks. This is Greek. Anna, tell me what it means. Freedom. Okay, good. Innovation, that's in Romanian. I can read that. Attractiveness, the other word in Romanian. New and fun. Collaboration or open educational resources, connections, creativity. Yeah, colaborar in Spanish, and inclusion also in Spanish, which is very good. I like the idea of freedom coming up. It gives you a bit of a freedom of doing things and sharing things, and collaboration, again, coming up very strongly. Building up the community is based on how much we co-create and collaborate and open and share resources, putting out our creativity and attractiveness to work. I like the outside of the box thing. I had a talk yesterday with our colleague Sandra from Croatia, saying that we are in this business, if we can call it business, just a general English word of saying things, for 25 years, more or less. For me, it's a bit even more. I'm a bit older than her. And we still need to convince people that open education is the key, and that digital education with open tools or open resources is the only way forward and the only sustainable way forward. So it's quite funny when after so many years you still need to do it. So that's why I like the outside of the box way of thinking. One more question for you before I'll do also my presentation. Now, have you been involved in other open digital competencies from education activities in the last year? So this is, let's see, how many from those which are here have been part of our workshops, webinars, or taken any of the courses or mini courses which we have been made ready? Yes, no. We put there the option that maybe, because it might be people which don't really remember these things. I need to say, if you've been in Barcelona at the Moodle Moot Global 2 years ago, then pretty sure you had the chance of seeing at least 2 slides about this project in Martin Doggiama's presentation. So in a way or another, everybody was exposed a tiny bit to this project, depending how much you remember and how much you want to do. Okay? And just one more question. How familiar are you with Moodle Academy? Which is the next question. You already have seen several presentations. All of our courses are in Moodle Academy. Let's see how familiar you are with Moodle Academy. Somehow familiar. This means that you heard about it, but you haven't really tried it. This is your first time learning about it. This is good. That's good. Any chance of going to know about courses and how you can do courses and how you can learn about Moodle or any other courses are very, very good. So hopefully this will be good. Let's see. So the majority is somewhat familiar. So they know about it. Go and try them. You have the OpenDigCompEdu courses, which are in different languages. Please register and try them. This is our main message from today. So can we switch to my presentation, please, if it's possible? I would also like to say something from the things which we are doing at in the Romanian team from the Polytechnica University of Timișoara. And let's see if we can have the slides. Yeah, the mini courses presentation. Yeah, well, let's stop sharing this and going up there. Okay. Just pull this down. Okay, perfect. That's it. So I'm speaking about the mini courses in Open Digital Competencies, and this is our view and our activities. The next slide, please. Okay, so something about the project results and what we've been doing in these years. We've been also maintaining the project website in Romanian, and you can find a lot of the e-learning upt.ro information and data about it and how it is. Then also about, yeah, don't worry, we manage. We are having too many screens here, so yeah, that's usually the problem with hybrid events. You don't know what you're doing, where you are. Don't worry, it happens to all of us, all the time. And it's me here. I don't know. Okay, so by the time, if you want information in Romanian, go to our website. If you want information in English, go to the project website. Then what we've done, we created, and then the full program for teaching in open digital tools. The course in Romania is called Learning. Sorry, it's so difficult to switch to Romanian. Învață cu unelte digitale. And then we have done a lot of translation of all the other courses in Romanian. We developed some of the national study cases. We developed videos, tutorials, and so on. And I'm going to show some of them. We've done training for the Romanian educators. And then we've done translations again of the program, quizzes, and so on, and a guide on how to register to that. So this is our course, the Teaching with Open Digital Tools. It's in Romanian. I put all the slides in Romanian. So you also have the possibility of running it in English if you want, and in Norwegian. But here is the Romanian one, which is about using the Open Digital Tools. Next slide, please. And what it is inside. So the first part is about an introduction, where you learn something about open licenses, what open source code means, what is the open source community, and you have videos about it. You have some tutorials, and also several resources which are shared either in GitHub or by the Moodle community and so on. Next slide, please. And then you have different tools for the teaching systems. And again, you will have some videos about it, but a lot of information and data. And what I quite like, I know it's our course, but I need to say that it's very concise. So you don't have so many information. We try to make it as concise as possible, so you have a lot of data there and a lot of information, because there are, hundreds of tools. I think we calculated that we shared information about 85 different tools and resources, but you have snippets of information about each of them. So only if you want to learn something, it's there. We wanted initially to focus only on some of the tools, but based on our initial feedback from one of the workshops which I ran this spring with educators, they said that it's very difficult to find anywhere online very small snippets of information. I said Wikipedia, but even that sometimes doesn't work like that. So that's why we've gone through this path. And then here, for example, you have tools for teaching communication. So a lot of the tools with tutorials, a majority of them will have tutorials. So the tutorials are in Romanian language. They were developed with us and with our students also. Quite a lot of them are open educational resources developed in the last 2 years with our students, which are also available in our virtual campus from the Polytechnic University of Timișoara. And there you are able to learn about them. Obviously, there are some tools on which we are focusing more, like EduMeet and Big Blue Button, but a Moodle Forum, a Moodle Chat, a Moodle Message, and also the learning context in which they are used to. Next slide, please. And then we have the tools for teaching creation, where we are sharing also the principles for open educational resources, the creation of them with the 5 principles and how you are doing it and what you need to do to be able to develop them. And then how to build up interaction, blogging, graphics, presentations, and so on, and different tools with whom you can do it. And then we've been running presentations, we've been presenting at different workshops, have had also published papers about this jointly with the other partners about this project. So I put here some of the slides in different settings. I quite like that image with me so large on the screen. I was so tiny in reality and huge on the screen only with my face. So I don't know how this setting is now happening. And the last presentation is coming from Graz this summer at the Eden conference with my colleague and friend Sandra Cucina. And please join us and see our projects and our results on OpenDigCompEdu.eu. Thank you very much. So you are not out of the hook. Back to Menti. Can you please go back to Menti? I have the next question, and then we will also be able to see it on the screen quite soon. And I'm asking you a question on choosing tools on which you can, which one you can do and so on. I just want to be sure, because I added a lot of tools, that you can choose more tools. So apologies if I'm getting now also in Menti. So I can be sure that this is how we've done it, that you can answer on more than one tool and not only on one. You can? Oh, good. Perfect. I just wanted to be sure about that. I'm an old person sometimes. I can't remember if you can answer to more tools. Let's see some answers up. Because I see some answers. There are about 12 people, 15 people now answering the results. Okay, good. Zoom beats everything nowadays in terms of communication. That's the result of the pandemic years. And Teams and so on. So you see the majority of the tools, and this is, I run this to workshops, seminars, and so on. This question is based on communication. So it's completely, and we need to understand, all of us, especially in the education field, that even that the entire theory of distance learning and of what I strongly believe also is that asynchronous communication should be key, and that we shall have shared resources and collaborative spaces for people. If you don't speak with them, if you don't get in touch with them, if you don't meet them online, they feel lost, they feel neglected, and they want this. So it's a very strong feeling which comes year after year and workshop after workshop, that it's, and which is very difficult for us, for educators, to do it sometimes, that you need to, especially in a global or even in the European setting where you have a difference of 3 hours, time difference between us and so on, to be able to set up live meetings and live classrooms and live sessions for all of us. I like the fact that, where is Moodle? Moodle is coming up. So this is good. Yeah, this is good that people are using Moodle. It's good that people are using a lot of other tools. I'm a bit surprised that people don't use so much H5P, for example, which is, I consider it a very good tool. And it's also a very good plugin in Moodle for it, because it can create interaction quite a lot on shared resources. And now, almost our last questions. How likely are you to join our courses or to explore any of our resources or tools? Yeah. Come on, do we convince you or not? Are you there with us or not? Yeah, people like it. Good. Thank you very much for everybody who is online also, and for those which are in our room. Please join the courses try to learn as much as you can, whenever, whatever, anywhere where you want. Because this is very important, and we strongly believe that digital competencies should be built up in time, and you need consistently and continuously to work towards that achievement. All the time. It doesn't matter how expert you are or you are not, you need to be able to learn and find more information about tools, resources, or any other shared information. And any course which is free and open, jump on it. Even if you learn just 10% new information, that 10% is valuable. You wouldn't have found it in any other way. So that's my final and general recommendation. And now, if I can ask, Marie, can you come here, please? Because I want to share this with her, if it's possible, that we have 2 more slides and 2 more questions and discussions, and I would like also her to give you a tiny bit of input on this. So what are the main challenges you think, also from the perspective of Moodle Academy, that people face in building digital competencies in the role? We put there time, resources, training, technical support. What's your impression? Ignore the answers for the moment and just say your opinion, and then comment on this, please.
So I think it's focus. You can make, commitment. You make time when you believe in something. You get the resources. You learn the new things. So I think the first one is commitment, being dedicated to the cause. And then there might be the technical support, because you can have all the will in the world. If you don't have the skill, it's going to be a challenge. So knowing how to reach out and getting the help that you need when you need it. But first, you've got to be committed to solving the problem in the first place.
Very good. So you see, people are saying time and training and resources and so on. I also believe like that. And I will say curiosity. Be curious all the time. Yeah. I will say curiosity. And if you're curious about things, then you find ways of doing it and doing it. Thank you very much. And then the next question, if it's possible. Oh. Okay, I've reached the end of the presentation, so this was it. Let me go back then. Let's see. Okay, so do you want to comment anything on this anymore?
Well, apart from I encourage everyone to have a go. Go and do any of the training courses that were published and experience what it's like to do a course in Moodle. Not that many people get to do that. I think about that sometimes because I think even our own teams at Moodle, we don't do many courses in Moodle unless we're launching something new, like a new HR policy or something like that. Day to day, you don't get that experience. So whether you are working in this field all the time or not, there are real user experiences that you don't get to actually live through when you work in the field. So I encourage everyone to just go and have a go and feel what it feels like to have good instructional design, good quality content, and a good online learning experience. And so that you can then replicate that in your own working lives. And who knows, you might learn a little something too. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, indeed, I also believe, and then I will give the floor to Marie. To Mark, who is coming? Yes, you're coming. Great. To introduce you, because we are in Spain and in Catalan region also, to the Spanish community, more or less, about the courses developed by the Spanish partner and which are in Spanish language or in Catalan language also. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for your presentations. We were just going to share here what were our practical cases here in our course. So, sorry? Okay, so here we have part of our course. Here you have on the presentation. In this case, our course is more or less exactly like the others. There are 5 courses and then the practical case. And here is a page just on one of our case studies. We have 2 of them. And in this our case study invites participants to design and implement a series of learning activities on climate change, focusing on engaging learners through digital resources. Participants will have to create activity sequences that explore environmental issues while using digital tools for an interactive and impactful experience. To support these, participants receive a guide to help them tailor activities to the specific needs and interests of their learners. The guide covers strategies for incorporating technology and offers tips for fostering collaboration and innovation in the classroom. The case study activities are based on students' local context to deepen their understanding and inspire actions on climate change challenges. Through active involvement in community projects and the use of digital resources, students gain a practical understanding of environmental issues while building skills to help address these challenges. One example, which is the one you have on the presentation, focuses on drought in Catalonia. This is addressed to primary school students in the second cycle, and the topic is introduced through online graphic, interactive, and audiovisual resources designed to spark curiosity. As our colleagues were also talking about this, curiosity is one of the more important things here. As you can see there, you have this Infoca activity. There are videos from Catalan television that are usually addressed to students, to young students. And that's what we used for the case. Students then engaged in a guided investigation on water usage during droughts, recording their observations with digital tools and sharing their findings with classmates. So all through this process, they are using the digital tools for the investigation and also for collect the information. So after collaborating in this investigation, they summarize key insights from their research and they share them with their classmates. Then our teachers, that is the participants in our course, following the guide we gave them and the case study review, they join a forum to exchange experiences, suggest enhancements to proposed activities, and share additional classroom activities related to climate change. So in this case, we used the forum utility in the Moodle platform for the participants in the course, not only ask for doubts on other kind of things we typically use in our courses, but also for an exchange of these experiences and collaborate and participate and further participate. So this collaborative exchange enriches the learning process and broadens the toolkit available to each participant. So, for the result, in our case, with Opted, we could meet the project goals, which was a target of 100 certified participants. We didn't believe in ourselves, so we thought we couldn't get the goal. But the course was offered during the summer session. That is what was last July. And surprisingly, and we are very happy to announce that finally about 230 participants were interested in the course. Although not all of them were certified, 177 participants successfully completed the training, exceeding our goal. So the thunder outside is like, finally the drought is coming to an end. So thank you very much. That was all from our part.